we only rehearsed about 4 days from the time we heard, Lars had never heard this Nick Cave song before. I hand him the CD, he puts it in his head, and he's playing the song. All of a sudden we're recording it, less than a week later. Wow. So there was a lot more kind of spur of the moment stuff, a lot more vibe. It was definitely a lot more fun. We put all these songs on the table and we just digested them and, spit them out Metallica style. There's only so much you can kind of mess with the sounds, when you go in to hear back a song or to listen to a mix. Your ear goes right to, I dial in that guitar sound that I love, and that will it's not going to change that drastically in Lars, his drum sound and things, so it ends up sounding like Metallica. Well, that's kind of the beauty of doing covers. You can do whatever you want with them. They're already kind of there for you. Everything's written, and if you chop it up and move it around, you can always blame it on, well, it's just a cover, Doing these covers, it kind of tests your musicianship, and you'll go and play things that you wouldn't have written on your own, and it might, make your fingers move a different way, and spur you on to try something new. Things are damn good, man. Things are all right, and like I said about kind of paying these bands back for helping you out in the early days, we took their songs and called them ours, Metallica Live Tonight at the Troubadour, half the set is Diamond Head, but no one knew, and they didn't care, and we didn't tell them, so we do owe them something.
We went into Kirk's basement about 30 hours after the last show from the summer tour, and started knocking these songs around. We talked about what songs we were going to come in with the next day, and so and so and so, and do 3 or 4 songs each day and try to just figure out some kind of handle, where's it going to go? For a long time we've been talking about, doing another Garage Days type of vibe. Set yourself with a deadline so that you can't get it too perfect, keep it all raw and real nice and like that. Not rehearse it too much, not know the songs too much. Go in and really be able to put our own spin on them. That's been talked about for quite a while. A couple of the choices were already made quite some time ago, and then a lot of them have just come about in the last couple of months here, trying to figure out exactly which heroes that we wanted to give the shout out to. That we hadn't already covered that. Some people were redoing again Misfits things, and Diamond Head and that are very, very obvious inspirations from Metallica, right? Sure. And so we always want to give them a little bit, but the other more obscure things, Nick Cave and Bob Seger and those kind of things, are reaching out a bit as we can, like we have been doing a lot the last few years. First we try on acoustic instruments, then James would try to sing it this way, and then we do just, Lars with the tambourine hits and the, side stick or something like that, trying to feel through it, what moods we were going to create. Then we decided, okay, this has got to be Metallica, man. We're Metallica, right? So let's kick it up a little bit, give it some volume, and play the way we play. Go for what you know, type of thing. And so that's how most of them came about, is that you find a tone that you're comfortable within as a Metallica player, and then put it on there. So we decide together what the tempo is going to be, what the feel is going to be, and then put our own, it has to be our sound still. The most important thing about this really is the fun factor, not having to get like in the Metallica recording mode of everything has to be under such a huge microscope and everything has to be so perfect. This thing gets to be raw and rough and fun and, sloppy and like it should be, like rock and roll should be. It's very much rock and roll, that's the cool thing. The intention of this is to give credit where credit's due, to give the shout out to our heroes, man. That is the thing, that's why we do it. We're exactly the opposite of what everybody would think. We want to do it because we're saying, yes, you did something for us. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be playing like we do. Here you go, man.
We were on tour. The tour ended on September 14th, and we went straight into my basement September 15th. And we played until, I think, the 18th, and then we went into the studio on the 19th, and we've been working every single day. And it's been a little grueling, but you know, it's been good. It's been fun. And it looks like we're going to make our schedule. And we're going to meet our deadline, which is always good. It was more like seeing what we could do, you know, rather than seeing what we would have to get done. I mean, we looked at it more as, you know, the potential for these songs and what we could do with it creatively, rather than, you know, can we do this? You know, are we physically able to do this? I mean, it was more a point of just seeing the potential and seeing what we could do, and, you know, realizing the possibilities rather than you know, realizing the limitations. I'll tell you how it's been difficult. When I leave the studio, all I hear in my head is Merciful Fate, you know, Diamond Head. I can't get it out of my head. Now I'll sit there and just roll over in my sleep and hear these songs in my head. The guitar playing, the actual physical aspect of the guitar playing is no problem, you know. I didn't really have a problem with that. It's just getting the songs out of my head once I've left the studio. That was the difficult thing. We're definitely wearing our influences on our sleeves with this one again. Yeah, you know, this album is a bit biographical, autobiographical, in a musical sense, because these are all bands that have been such a huge inspiration to us, you know, and a huge influence on us. And by listening to this album, you can tell where we got a lot of our ideas, really. I mean, it's just plain and simple. These are some of the most influential bands in Metallica's career.
The whole idea about the project, if you generalize, is that because of the nature of our own records, the sort of how we write these songs and then spend sort of like a year recording them and going over every single detail with a, you know, just a fine comb and sitting there and analyzing everything. What we need all the time and have throughout a career is a project like this to balance the sort of silly ways that we record our own material. We could never be this, I don't think we could ever be this instinctive and this spontaneous. I think that's what's so cool about Metallica doing cover songs, that is, it gives us a chance to go in the studio and have a different kind of fun than the sort of process of making our own records. And at the same time, I think now we're at the point in our career where when we used to pick cover songs and record cover songs in the early days, we would sort of stay more within our own territory, our own parameters, and sort of pick all these sort of obscure British metal songs and so on. But now we realize with this project that we could be, and want it to be, a lot more adventurous in the selection, and for the first time also picking songs by artists that we tremendously respect, but that we could also take these songs and kind of alter them enough and make them our own. We met over in Kirk's basement, and we sort of sat there with our instruments and went, okay, now what? And we started basically going through potential songs that we had thrown at each other during sort of, late night drinking binges in hotel rooms and whatever, and sitting on the plane and blah, blah, blah. And we had a sort of a rough outline of some songs that we thought could work for this project. And that was just about 4 weeks ago. We spent almost a week over at Kirk's house, sort of getting it together, figuring out what we're doing. And then we came here, and having recorded and mixed 11 songs in that period, for us is just sort of unimaginable. When we're making our own Metallica records, I'm the one that's probably the most anal and sit there and really go through everything in detail. What I was keen on with this project was trying to go as far in the opposite direction as possible, and there were some things when we were recording stuff off the floor in this very room about 2-3 weeks ago, where it was like, hey, wait a minute, that sounds great as is, just the four of us off the floor or whatever, let's just leave it. I was quite keen on trying to preserve the moments that were created in this room instead of then sitting and sort of doctoring them up afterwards. But at the same time, I mean, making records and being in a band and choosing songs and recording songs and all that, it's really, I mean, the key thing is balance, and you have to find the balance that works within the unit. And I think we found that. The fact that you said that we could sit here 3 weeks later and actually have a finished record is an amazing feat in itself. And when you listen to these songs as a bunch, that they all work in their own ways because we're comfortable playing them. We admire and respect the songs, we admire and respect the artists, and it's the key thing for us is that we have to be comfortable playing these songs, and when we're comfortable with something, we can make almost anything, no matter how foreign it is, at least on paper, sound like Metallica. It's been a very brief, spontaneous, crazy adventure. I can't remember the last time we made a record like this. You know, every time we go into the studio, we sort of prepare ourselves with these elongated stretches, and you know, 4 weeks ago, none of this existed.
More on the second?
Yeah.
Thin Lizzie's most part done. Overman's for the most part done.
But the heavy stuff is we kind of want to get the heavier stuff done before this turns to mix, right?
Well, it'd be great because of the guitar sounds. If not, we're going to have to get the guitar sounds over there. Well,
That'd be cool as an uncredited, what do you call it?
Segue.
Yeah. Huh?
It's called a segue.
Yeah. Thank you.
Segue into the tomorrow show.
The band comes in, let's have the band come in, but let's not come in like at the level we came in at the chorus. Let's come in like full band, but let's.
It's not there.
Oh!
Out the headphone. Seven.
It's your birthday today, not yesterday. The evening would be nice. We should all go for dinner. That's what we should do. That would be nice. I'll go for dinner. Of course, that's awfully social. Isn't it?
You should spend time with your wife. You should spend time with his wife.
Well, I'm gonna do the vocal this afternoon. I didn't get it. I'm just keeping the very intro.
But your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always do when you're riding 16 hours and there's nothing much to do, and you don't feel much like riding, and you wish the trip was through. The trip was through, and here I am on the road again. Here I am up on the stage, and there I go playing star again. There I go, turn the page. Yeah, here I am on the road again. Yeah, there I am up on the stage, and here I go playing star again. There I go to the page. Yeah, there I go to that page.
the road, and you feel the eyes upon you as you're shaking out the cold. Yeah, you pretend it doesn't bother you, but you just want to explode. And here I am on the road again, and there I am aboard this stage. And here I go, praise God again. In the evening, as you lie awake in bed, with the echoes of the amplifiers ringing in your head, you smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what she said. What she said.
Hanging over. Well, which...
East of Omaha, listen to